Health, the ultimate treasure. Chapter number 3. Health, is it more than not falling sick? What do the news clippings on the notice board tell you about people's health in our country? So this is the notice board, and it is actually a bulletin board, and we can see some news like 11.4% of India's population is diabetic, or 28.6 Indians are obese. Safe drinking water reduces cases of water and vector-borne diseases. So, Fit India movement. So these all are related to health. Health also includes feeling good physically, staying positive, and having strong relationships. A healthy person takes care of their body, maintains a positive mindset, and enjoys social life. So is not health is not only feeling good, physically, but also health is staying positive and enjoy social life. Activity 3.1, let us read. A grade 8 student moved to a new school in another city. With no friends in his new environment and busy parents, he felt lonely. So there was a grade 8 student. So he moved to a new school which was in another city. So not all of his friends came to the another city. So with no friends in his new environment, and his parents are also busy, so they cannot spend time with him, he started to feel lonely. To cope, he spent more time on his phone and social media, but this made him feel worse. He stopped trying to make friends, had headaches, lost weight, and could not sleep well. A doctor advised less screen time and meeting a counselor. So now he was very sad. So to cope, he spent more time on his phone and social media, but it didn't help him, and it made him feel worse. And he was not also able to sleep well. So he went to a doctor who advised that he should spend less time on a phone, less screen time, and also meeting a counselor. The school counselor arranged a help to support him in making friends and improving his health. Think and reflect. What was the cause of the boy's health problems? How did his habits and surrounding affect his well-being? So since there were no friends around him, he became very sad, and he spent more time on his phone and social media, which also made things worse. As per the World Health Organization (WHO), health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of diseases. So according to WHO, which is a non-government organization, health is defined as complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just the absence of diseases. A healthy person can perform various tasks more efficiently and cope well in uh, different and difficult situations. A healthy person can adjust well with peer groups. So unlike this boy, this can a healthy person can adjust well with any peer groups and other members of society. Let us understand more about health. Our scientific heritage. Ayurveda teaches us that true health is a balance of body, mind, and surroundings. Following dinacharya and ritucharya helps maintain this balance. Eating fresh or wholesome food suited to one's prakriti, which means body constitution, is essential. So Ayurveda is a text who teaches us. Ayurveda is an ancient text which teaches us that true health is a balance of body, mind, and surroundings. And surroundings. So, following so Ayurveda teaches us that we should follow dinacharya, which means daily routine, and ritucharya. Regular exercise, cleanliness, restful sleep, and a calm mind can support overall well being. This can also be achieved through practices like yoga, meditation, and mindfulness. Ayurveda also teaches us to do yoga, meditation, and mindfulness. How can we stay healthy? Staying healthy means eating nutritious food, maintaining hygiene, staying in a clean place, exercising regularly, getting proper sleep, spending time with family and friends, and having a positive attitude. What so staying healthy, what it includes? It includes eating nutritious food, hygiene, maintaining hygiene, staying in a clean place, and exercising, and getting proper sleep. Getting a proper sleep, spending spending time with family and friends, and having a positive attitude. What we should do and what we should not do to keep ourselves healthy. So right here a chart is given. Thus we should all do all of these to stay healthy. First, eat a balanced diet, then stay physically active, then say no to smoking or alcohol, manage stress, and get enough sleep. So here are some good habits that are given here, and we should follow them, such as keep yourself clean and maintain personal hygiene, eat a healthy and balanced diet, exercise regularly, make time to relax or meditate every day. Now these are things that we should not do. Spending too much time on mobile phones or other digital devices. We should use our mobile phones very less. Eating fast food and other junk food every day. We should eat it occasionally, not every day. Sleeping very late or not getting enough sleep. We should always get enough sleep. Skipping meals, especially breakfast. Many people skip breakfast, but we should not do that. Taking care of our body and mind is important. Healthy habits support a healthy body as well as a healthy mind. Discuss your findings with your friends and teacher. From the activity you participated in and the discussions, you may have realized that our health depends on many factors. These factors include our lifestyle and our environment. So, what should we do to maintain a healthy lifestyle? Eat a balanced diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. We should eat lots of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and while keeping balanced diet. Avoid processed fatty or sugary food and drinks. We should only consume them occasionally, and staying physically active by playing outdoors, walking, running, cycling, or exercising. So we should always play outdoors, walking outside, running, cycling, or exercising. Limit screen time and spend more time in nature. It is given everywhere. We should limit our screen time, use less mobile phones, and spend more time in nature. Get enough sleep. We should sleep a lot to help our body mind rest and recover. Practice yoga or simple breathing exercises like pranayam no, pranayam regularly. Say no to harmful substances, things like tobacco, alcohol, and addictive drugs. We should not consume them, not even once. Not even once. Keep the environment clean. Let us compare. Look at figure 3.3a and which playground would you like to play in? So the playground is given here. So you can see so this playground is much cleaner. The air looks much cleaner, and there is all and it is also has a clean air, clean environment. On this playground, we will prefer to play in this playground, not this, because this playground, first of all, it has polluted air in the background, and there are insects flying everywhere, which is not good. They will spread a lots of diseases. Most of us would like to play in the playground shown in figure 3.3a, as it is clean, well maintained, and looks beautiful. The playground 3.3b is polluted and dirty, unhygienic, and full of flies and mosquitoes. People living in such areas may fall sick more often. In addition to inculcating good habits and adopting a healthy lifestyle, we must also keep ourselves and surroundings clean, just as here. So, although if these kids in this, or if they adopt good habits, healthy lifestyle, but their surroundings are not clean, then they may get sick. While they if they maintain a good lifestyle and everything, they will not get sick. Have you ever found it hard to breathe in a place with lots of smoke or dust? That is why, because clean air and water are important for our health. In cities, air pollution from vehicles and factories can cause problems like coughing or asthma. So in cities, very big cities, there are lots of factories, lots of vehicles running everywhere. So it can cause lots of problems like coughing or asthma. The AQI, air quality index, help us know how clean the air is. A cleaner environment help us stay healthy and feel better. But health is not only about the body. Our feelings and relationships matter too. Even if we eat well and live in a clean place, we may not feel good if we are lonely or upset. So, along with eating well and living in a clean place, we may not feel good if we are lonely or upset. Spending time with friends and family, talking, laughing, and having fun to help keep our minds healthy too. How do we know that we are unwell? Our body works in a certain way to keep us healthy. When we feel unwell, it means something inside our something inside us may not be working as it should. So when we are sick or unwell, it just means that something is not working as it should. We may have symptoms like pain, tiredness, or dizziness. These are symptoms, and signs like fever, rash, high blood pressure, swelling that indicate that we are unwell. So, and these are signs: fever, rash, high blood pressure, or swelling. A symptom is what we feel, while a sign is something that can be seen or measured. So, for example, symptoms, they can only be felt by you only. You cannot see that other person, that he is getting tired or he is feeling dizzy, we don't know. Those are symptoms. We don't know if we are getting these symptoms. Other than that, we have signs like fever. We can measure using a thermometer or a rash which can be clearly seen, and a high blood pressure or swelling which can also be seen. So these are things, signs are things that can be seen easily. These help doctor understand what might be making us unwell. Diseases, what are the causes and types? Diseases, what are the causes and types? A disease is a condition that affects the normal working of the body or mind. It can happen when one or more organs or organ systems stop functioning properly. Some diseases are caused by germs like bacteria, viruses, fungi, worms, or even protozoa. So, disease usually happens. A disease is a condition which affects the normal working of the body. It can affect the whole body when one or more organs or organ systems stop functioning properly. So diseases are caused by bacteria, viruses, fungi, worms, or even protozoa, which are single cell organisms. These disease causing organisms are called pathogens. So bacteria, virus, fungi, worms, protozoa are all pathogens. Other diseases may result from poor nutrition or an unhealthy lifestyle. Some diseases last for a short time, while others can continue for a long time and need regular treatment or care. And diseases can be grouped into two major types based on their causes and how they spread. First is non-communicable diseases. As by its name, some diseases like cancer, diabetes, or asthma are not caused by pathogens. They are not caused by pathogens and do not spread from one person to another. If you stay near a cancer person or near a diabetes or an asthma person, you will not get those diseases, as they are happening inside the body. They are usually linked to lifestyle, diet, or environment. These are usually caused by all of the lifestyle, diet. If they might have not lived correctly, they might have eaten bad food a lot. So if you have been eating good food, then of course you cannot get diabetes just because you stayed near them. Then communicable disease, as by its name, diseases which are caused by pathogens, called communicable diseases. They can spread from one person to another. Some examples of communicable diseases are typhoid, dengue, flu, and chickenpox. So they spread. If you stay near a typhoid person, you will get typhoid. If you stay near a dengue person, you will get dengue and COVID-19. In recent years, non-communicable diseases like diabetes, heart diseases, and cancer have become more common in India. This is happening because of changes in how people live, such as eating more processed food. Nowadays, people are eating more processed food. They are getting less exercise and living longer lives. So, if they live longer lives, then they will, of course, get these NCDs fast at some point. Today, most deaths in India are caused by NCDs. Understanding the difference between these two types helps us know which diseases spread and how to prevent them. How are communicable diseases caused and spread? All communicable diseases are caused by pathogens. These pathogens can enter our body through the air we breathe or by consuming contaminated water, food, or water. So communicable diseases are caused by pathogens, the bacteria, virus, protozoa that we have discussed before. So it can all happen if the air is very polluted, or if the food and water is very contaminated. But common method is usually air. When infected person coughs or sneezes, when an infected person coughs and we somehow inhale that, or we can get those communicable diseases. Or direct contact like shaking hands or indirectly by sharing personal items of an infected person. Some of the communicable diseases spread through contaminated drinking water or food. Some pathogens also spread by insect like mosquitoes and house flies. So they are usually called, so dengue, you cannot, you usually they are caused by mosquitoes they are usually caused by mosquitoes. So these are called vectors. They are not caused by contaminated food mostly. By understanding how diseases spread, we can take simple steps to protect ourselves and others. Let us find how these communicable diseases spread and how we can prevent them. Let us find out. So these are some common communicable diseases affecting humans. So in the first column we have diseases, then causal agent, site of infection, symptoms, preventive measures, and these are, and from here to here we have all of the diseases caused by through air. So the first is common cold and influenza. We usually get a common cold where, so it is caused by a virus. And what it affects our respiratory tract, and its symptoms: nasal congestion and discharge, sore throat, fever, cough, body ache, we will get body pain a lot. Nasal congestion, we will usually feel a difficulty in breathing. So how can we prevent it? Washing hands frequently, not sharing personal items, covering the mouth and nose. Then we have chicken pox, which is also caused by a virus. It affects the respiratory tract and the skin and cause mild fever, itchy skin and rashes and blisters. So how to prevent it? We should completely isolate the patient, covering the mouth and nose, and they're usually given vaccination. And then we have measles, which is also caused by virus. So it can also affect the skin and the respiratory tract. It so what symptoms: fever, sore throat, and reddish rashes on the neck and the ears and other parts of the skin. In this also we have to isolate the patient and covering mouth and nose and maintaining good hygiene, vaccination. And then we have tuberculosis, TB. So tuberculosis is caused by bacteria. It can affect the lungs and it can cause cough, fever, fatigue, loss of appetite. It can cause lots of appetite. TB patient coughs a lot and they also night sweats. Avoiding close contact with TB infected people, covering mouth and nose, maintaining good hygiene and getting vaccinated. Now we have diseases spread through contaminated water and food. These four are caused by water and food. First is hepatitis A. This is caused by virus and it can affect the liver. It can cause fatigue, fever, loss of appetite, we will not eat much. Nausea, we'll feel like vomiting but we cannot vomit. Vomiting, then we will get vomiting. Jaundice, pain in the upper right abdomen. How can we prevent this from happening? Drinking boiled water, vaccination. Then we have cholera, very common. It is caused by bacteria and affects the intestine. It causes diarrhea and dehydration. Maintaining personal hygiene and good sanitary habits, consumption of properly cooked food and boiled drinking water, and also getting vaccinated often. Then we have typhoid, also common. It is also caused by bacteria and also affects the intestine. It can cause headache, abdominal discomfort, fever, and diarrhea. Maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habits. Consumption of properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. Vaccination. Then we have ascaris, which is caused by worms and affects the intestine. What can be happen? Worms in stool, loss of appetite, poor growth, stunt growth you will get, diarrhea, lots of weight loss and anemia. What are its preventive measures? Maintain personal hygiene, good sanitary habits, consumption of properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. Now we have diseases transmitted by insects. So first is malaria, which is caused by a protozoa and it can affect the skin, blood. What can it cause? High fever, profuse sweating, periodic chills. How to prevent it? Use of mosquito nets and repellents, because these are caused by mosquitoes also. And then wearing long sleeved clothes. Control of your mosquito Control of mosquito breeding in and around your home. We can control mosquito breeding by removing all stagnant water sources. Then we have dengue fever, break bone fever. It is caused by a virus and can affect the skin and blood. And it can cause fever, headache, muscle and joint pain. That is why it is called break bone fever and nausea. Same as above. Use of mosquito nets and repellents, wearing long sleeve clothes, control of mosquito breeding in and around your home, avoiding areas with still water. So by studying table in 3.1 we can understand that we should keep our following precautions: keeping ourselves and the surroundings clean, practicing basic hygiene, washing hands with soap and water to remove pathogens, and covering mouth and nose while coughing or sneezing. Wearing a mask in crowded places provides protection. Avoid sharing of personal items like towels and handkerchief. Keeping our home, food and water clean. Staying at home and resting when we are unwell helps the body recover and minimizes spreading the diseases to others. We should stay at home and prevent going at school or work when we are unwell so that we can get better. Some infectious diseases are caused by worms that live inside our bodies, especially in the digestive system. They feed on nutrients and live as parasites, organisms that live in or on another living beings. These worms usually spread through contaminated food, water, soil, or contact with infected people or animals. How are non-communicable diseases caused? How are non-communicable diseases caused? You learned that non-communicable diseases like cancer, diabetes, and asthma are linked to lifestyle, diet, and or environment. They are the most common cause of death in India. So NCDs are the most common cause of death in India. In grade 6 you learned about diseases like scurvy, anemia, and goiter are caused by lack of specific nutrients in the diet. These are called deficiency diseases and are also non-communicable. Diseases such as cancer, diabetes, and asthma may often persist for a long time, more than 3 months, and are referred to as chronic diseases. Chronic diseases are diseases which last for more than 3 months, and diabetes lasts for years, I guess. Diabetes is a common disease which is becoming more prevalent in adults as well as children. In fact, India now has one of the highest number of people with diabetes in the world. India has the highest number of people with diabetes. It often develops due to combination of hormonal imbalances, unhealthy eating habits, Yeah, so if we eat lots of junk food, then we will also get sick. Lack of physical activity, being overweight or obese, and other reasons. Let us learn more about the cause of non-communicable diseases and their prevention. Be a scientist. Dr. Kamal Ranade from 1970 to 2001 was a pioneering biomedical researcher. She studied how hormones in certain viruses are linked to cancer, helping improve its treatment. So this scientist Kamal Ranade helped he studied how hormones and certain viruses are linked to cancer, helping improve its treatment and prevention. Her work also showed how tobacco, diet, and pollution can raise the risk of cancer, highlighting the importance of a healthy lifestyle, and it also later helped to reduce the cases of cancer. How to prevent and control diseases. You might have heard the phrase prevention is better than cure. It is important to protect ourselves from both communicable and non communicable diseases. Let us read. Odisha community led sanitation campaign. In Bhadrak district, Odisha, a community sanitation campaign helped people build and use toilets. This reduced open defecation significantly and improved child health with fewer cases of diarrhea and infections. Can you infer from this case study? So, very simple steps like just helping people build more and use toilets can reduce the spread of communicable diseases. Find about such community campaigns held in your location. Share in your class and discuss with your peers about the impacts of such initiative. Ability of the body to fight diseases. So we might have heard of immunity. So this is what is going to be discussed. You you would have noticed some people get sick more frequently than others, although living in a similar environment. Do you know why? The natural ability of our body to fight diseases is known as immunity. Our body has a special system called the immune system that uh, helps fight against diseases. Immunity helps our is our The immune system helps to fight against diseases. You might have taken some drops or injections in your childhood to protect yourself from certain diseases such as polio, measles, tetanus, and hepatitis. So these vaccines are often given in our childhood. Polio is the most known one, and everyone almost has taken it, reducing polio cases a lot. These are vaccines that help prevent serious infections caused by viruses and bacteria. A vaccine helps our body fight certain diseases by training the immune system to recognize and attack harmful germs, providing what is known as acquired immunity. Protections developed after exposure to pathogen or a vaccine. Vaccine can be made in different ways, from weakened or dead pathogens like viruses or bacteria from inactive or harmless parts of the pathogen. For creating, in vaccine there is either a very weak or dead pathogen, or just some parts of the pathogens, which just trains the body to fight it. Some newer vaccines instruct our own body to make a harmless part of the germ, which our immune system learns to fight. For example, a tetanus shot, when given after an injury, protects against infection by the tetanus causing bacteria. It contains an inactivated bacterial toxin that helps immune system develop protection. So it is kind of a fake not fake but very weak tetanus bacteria. So now the first, Edward Jenner and the smallpox vaccine. Smallpox was a deadly disease that caused blisters and killed millions. A milder disease called cowpox, seen in cows, could also infect humans. In the late 1700s, English doctor Edward Jenner discovered that people who had cowpox did not get smallpox. Edward Jenner was a scientist who discovered, who observed that that milkmaids who had cowpox did not have smallpox. This led to the invention of the first vaccine and helped protect people from smallpox. Long before modern vaccines, India had a traditional method called variolation to protect against smallpox. It involved using a material from a smallpox sore to scratch the skin and create a mild infection. Long before vaccines, and they used to do variolation, which created a mild infection by scratching the skin and build immunity. People who performed this practice were known as TKdars. Think like a scientist. Observations. Jenner observed that milkmaids who had cowpox did not catch smallpox as discussed above, likely because two viruses are related. Hypothesis. Content in the pus of cowpox blisters protected people from smallpox. So whatever the cowpox blisters had, they protected this from smallpox. Experimentation. He inserted a cowpox sap into a boy who later showed no illness when exposed to smallpox. Results. When he found out the vaccine, you can see how the graph went down. So now that showed that people who were infected with a cowpox sap were now resistant to smallpox. After that, mass vaccination eventually helped eradicate smallpox worldwide. Vaccines are one of the most effective ways to protect people of all ages, from infants to the elderly, against many serious diseases. They help prevent illness, reduce the spread of infections, and save millions of lives every year. It is important to remember that vaccines are preventive, not curative. So, if you got a disease, then vaccines cannot remove the disease. They can help minimize serious diseases before they happen, but do not treat them once someone is already sick. Some people may fear or doubt vaccines, but scientists and doctors carefully test them for safety. Getting vaccinated not only protects you but also the people around you. India's role in vaccine production. India is one of the world's largest vaccine producers. India produces vaccines the most in the world. It manufactures vaccine on a massive scale and supplies them to many countries. Indian vaccine companies played a key role in during the COVID-19 pandemic and continue to support global health efforts. Let's be a scientist. Dr. Maharaj Kishan Bhan was a well-known Indian doctor and scientist. As Secretary of Department of Biotechnology, he helped promote science and innovation in India. He played a key role in developing the rotavirus vaccine, which protects children from diarrhea. He believed in using research to create affordable healthcare and made a big difference in India's health and biotechnology sectors. So Maharaj Kishan Bhan, he made the rotavirus vaccine and which protected children from diarrhea. Treatment of diseases. If our immune system fails to protect us against an infectious disease, we fall ill and need to visit a doctor. The doctor may give us medicines called antibiotics which kill the bacteria that might have caused the disease. Antibiotics work only against bacterial infections because they are the target parts of the bacterial cells. So antibiotics only work against bacterial infections, not any other. They do not work against viruses or diseases caused by protozoa. Think like a scientist. Discovery of the first antibiotic, penicillin. Penicillin was discovered in 1928 by Alexander Fleming, a bacteriologist from London. While studying harmful bacteria, he noticed that a mold on a discarded petri dish stopped the bacteria from growing. So Alexander Fleming invented the first antibiotic in 1928, which was known as penicillin. He noticed that a mold on a discarded petri dish stopped the bacteria from growing. He realized the mold released a substance that killed the bacteria. That this chance discovery led to the discovery of penicillin, the first antibiotic used to uh, treat bacterial infections. Though antibiotics are effective in protecting us against bacterial infections and have saved millions of lives since their discovery, their indiscriminate use has led to a decline in their effectiveness. So the antibiotics are good, they are effective, but if we use them too much, then we will develop antibiotic resistance. So nowadays there are news headlines about an antibiotic resistance, a phenomenon where bacteria that were killed by a given antibiotic are found to survive and multiply despite the treatment with that antibiotic. This makes common infections harder to treat and increases the risk of complications, prolonged illness, and even death. Let's look at this chart. How antibiotic resistance spreads in the community. So these are antibiotics. So first of all, if animals develop antibiotic resistance, then they will spread through crop, through in manure animal feces, and it will reach the crop, and this will also have antibiotic resistance. Then it will reach us, and we will also get antibiotic resistance. And if they release butter, then this will also have antibiotic resistance. And if antibiotic resistance is in a body, then he first of all may get serious illness and get scared at a hospital, and then if not at a hospital, then it spread directly to other patients or indirectly through healthcare workers. Then it gets spread in hospital through dirty surfaces, then these patients go home and spread them here. Let us first study the infographic given. Let's study this infographic. How bacteria become resistant to antibiotics. A few microbes develop resistance to antibiotics. Then, when antibiotics kill bacteria causing illness, they kill good bacteria protecting the body from infections. The antibiotic resistant bacteria grow over and take over. Some bacteria transfer antibiotic resistance to other bacteria, causing more problems. So nowadays we need to get a prescription from doctor to get an antibiotic. And then the last paragraph. Traditional medicine systems like Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani have been used in India for many years to manage common health problems. They use natural substances like herbs, oils and minerals for managing illness. In Ayurveda, instead of using chemical, they use minerals and then herbs, oils to manage illness and promoting recovery. And they focus on healthy lifestyle, as we discussed in the beginning, and a balanced diet. While these systems can help with some conditions and are useful for everyday living, they may not be effective for all diseases and at all stages. So Ayurveda, since it does not use chemicals, it may not work that well at all stages. Therapies for non-communicable diseases focus on managing symptoms and improving quality of life through medication, lifestyle changes, and rehabilitation. Early diagnosis and continuous key care are the key to control the disease progression and prevent complications that may happen. And that is the end of the chapter. Thanks.